NXT Battleground is in the rearview mirror. We're about 2 months away from the Great American Bash in Cedar Park, Texas. So in the meantime, we get programming like this. So let's talk about it. I'm John Richter with my review of WWE, NXT, and yeah, fresh off of Battleground, it was a show that was mostly pretty goddamn good with a pretty hot crowd in Lowell, Massachusetts. Look, I'm just going to be honest. There are a few factors that lead me to just having the mindset that NXT, as far as a weekly product, is messy. It's almost to the point where you could zone out a half of it and not miss shit most weeks. Now, there are some good parts. Mello and a few others I'll talk about here. But as far as a lot of the feuds just aren't good, and Booker T's show-killing commentary. I'm going to continue to say it until that stupid motherfucker is somewhere else. And he's part of one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I love me some Harlem Heat. Even when they were Kane and Cole in WCW. They had some of the best tag team matches in WCW history. At least as far as when Ted Turner owned it. Seriously, I love me some Harlem Heat. And now I don't want to ever fucking hear from Booker T again. He sounds like a goddamn EKG machine having a stroke. So anyway, package on JC and Gigi, their rivalry, teaming up the rivalry. And even though I haven't loved every single thing that's happened, it's been mostly well built. They've taken it seriously. I'll give them that much credit. So it's JC Jane and Gigi Dolan in a weaponized steel cage match. Why not just throw Legos in the ring and just let them do that? Why not just throw stuff out there like it's a kid just throwing toys out of his toy chest or something? Because that's basically what they're goddamn doing. Here's a compromise. Give them a weapon of choice. Bring a kendo stick, bring a chair, and then tell the story through Impact, even though the steel cage is supposed to be the weapon and it's supposed to be the ultimate blow-off. And I know the wrestling evolves. This is ridiculous. And I didn't like this. I didn't like this at all. And I like JC. And I like Gigi. I think JC Jane has a brighter future as far as a single star. But her and Gigi have done some good stuff, but this was trash. There was a jump start before, Gigi made her full entrance. Which I would sort of get. And yeah, because they have a deep-seated rivalry, it would add up, except weaponized steel cage. So just automatically it's just everything that's been done on so many numerous wrestling programs over the last few years, and none of it means anything. I do like the idea of JC Jane using a leather strap, just not in the context of this match. Moving on from that. This was stagey and stupid, and Booker T's commentary, it made me want to hit mute. Or hit the CWC with a Mack truck or something. I mean, just something. Anything to change the commentary at this point. Why was there a bat wrapped in thorns? There was a chain, chair shots, a chair pile. And JC got put through a table. 1, 2, 3. That's, I guess, the blow-off for the match. Or the feud. That's the blow-off match for the feud. Can't even goddamn talk. This is a bad use of both of them. A steel cage match is one thing, but this was just, this is trash. This was just not a good use of both of them. So then Battleground recaps right into Mackenzie with Wes Lee, interrupted by Fowler and Jägermeister. Ava Braun may have been there, I don't know. And Tyler Bates shows up to even the odds. He said, I told you it was in the spirit of competition on Sunday, and now I have your back. Tony D is getting jail photos taken. So we are just entering the massive... There's a lot of staginess taking place on NXT to the point where this show should be pulled from the USA Network. Put it on Peacock. This is not a cable broadcast. And then Gallus show up. They are talking backstage about Tony D. And then Stax gets upset and tries to attack him 3-on-1. Because Stax is an intelligent individual. Officials can't break it up. This isn't the last we see of these guys. Then Mello and Trick show up. They talk a little bit. Then they're interrupted by Noam and his posse. The Dar Posse. I don't really know. I'll work on that. And what is Noam saying? What is he saying? Why in the world do you put people on the mic that the vast majority of U.S. fans, and that's the bulk of people watching this show, that they can't understand? I mean, I really can't understand him. It's like, I don't know, a Scottish stereotype. Suffered an aneurysm and keeps trying to talk. They're going to have a match later. And Lash mentioned something about load management. You know, the whole thing about, basketball games and stuff like that. Mello doesn't want to take time off. And then Cora's in the locker room running down the whole thing about how she should be champion, running down the women. She has a black eye, an injury. Ivy has had it with her shit. And then we get a match later. Axiom Verge has had it with Reggie. A lot of people have had it with a lot of others. And you opened my eyes, Reggie says. They don't know what they're doing in NXT. Why did they give him a mask? Just let him be Reggie. I'm not saying that Reggie's ever going to be a champion, but good God, the scripts thing was stupid. Tyler Bate and Wesley took on Fowler and Jägermeister along with Ava Braun. 26 minutes after the first match ended, we have this. And a couple minutes in, Ali shows up in the crowd. The match just literally stops. We go to break. He's on commentary. Since he's a free agent, I genuinely forgot about the free agent stuff going on during the draft. Mainly because I didn't give a shit. Mainly because the draft doesn't mean anything. And so free agent Ali, fabulous he can go wherever he wants. Which is going to be out the door once his contract is up eventually. Okay, that's enough of that. Jaeger got pinned by Bate. This match didn't really mean anything because the dyad, the schism don't mean anything. And then the Creed show up after Ivy attacks Ava Braun because this is all within a couple minutes of each other. All these moments, they just keep happening. Joe Wayne Gacy shows up to attack both Bate and Wesley after the battleground, and Ali evens the odds. So we're obviously getting some kind of six-man tag next week. Why are we still going on with the Chase University stuff? Shawn Michaels deserves to not see heaven for this, or whoever booked this. Whoever came up with this deserves to be fired. Fire them, fire their family. Hire their family so you can fire them too. All because Thea is weak. And then the Tiffy-bration. Tiffany Stratton celebrating with pictures of herself, and was she reading off the cue cards? Because she kept looking down. This is weird. I know that she is trying to get better, and I give her credit for that. This was not good. This was just every celebration thing, whatever. All the women show up, and she runs them down. And Tiffany says, I'm going to give you all an equal shot. We're going to have a battle royal next week. Oh, God, that's so new. A battle royal. I haven't seen one of those on any wrestling program in about 2 weeks. Just come up with something. Just do 3 ways, do a 4-way. But no, let's take all the women and Human Centipede them together. It's not going to mean anything. Because Battle Royals is just one. Even the Royal Rumble that I always try to get excited about. They've done so many Battle Royals. I love wrestling. I hate what's happened to it. Anyway, we get confetti and balloons. Then the women run Tiffany out of there. Lyra, Valkyria, Rise of Lyra attack. I didn't know who 6 to 7 of these women were. I have no idea. I don't know who the blonde was. It was in a Hawaiian outfit. I don't know who half of the women were. I don't know. So, Trick is talking to the Dargoons, which sounds like a Star Wars villain. This is stagey. Here's Danny Palmer. Who attacked her? It's NXT Anonymous. Who's NXT Anonymous? We see a video on the screen, and they're going to unmask, and then suddenly NXT Anonymous attacks. And it's Blair Davenport. Hands up if you forgot that Blair Davenport was still with the company. Hands up if you didn't care that Blair Davenport was still with the company. B. Priestley, Blair Davenport, I don't care. That was not good. I mean, it's certainly somebody that I didn't expect, mainly because I forgot she was in the fucking company. Maybe they were working out visa issues. Maybe they should switch to MasterCard. Hey-oh. Blade and Inoue are backstage. Eddie Thorpe is upset at Damon Kemp for Damon Kemp cheating, possibly at cards, possibly at, possibly cheating him out of better creative. Who knows? This is more staginess. A lot of staginess on this show. Joe Coffey then beats Stax. And the match was okay. It wasn't bad or anything. There was nothing wrong with most of these matches. It's just a lot of them are meaningless. And then Vaughn and Robert Stone are talking backstage. And maybe he needs anger management, Vaughn does. He needs a therapist. Or he has anger management issues. He needs a therapist. I'll think about it. Von Wagner is also apparently a free agent. And then Ilya Dragunov's coming back. Maybe the pain searches for him. Maybe he searches for it. Maybe he is the pain. I am the pain. I am the pain. I don't know. I'll work on that too. And then Cora Jade favored her black guy and then ended up beating Ivy Nile. And Ava Braun showed up again. They really didn't have a big crew here because they had a lot of people appearing at the same, on a lot of times during the show. Yeah, Corey hits the DDT, and then Hank and Tank are talking backstage. I don't know what's going on. I genuinely have lost track of what's going on. Inoue and Blade show up, then they do bad comedy. Remember when Blade and Inoue could have actually been a pretty good tag team and possibly risen up and being tag team champions by this point? Oh, that's out the goddamn window. Got to rebuild them again. Great American Bash on July 30th. Ivy wants a match with Ava Braun, and then the Creeds won a match with the Dyad. And then we get more yelling with every official signed and not signed by the company backstage. Dragunov returns next week. And then Mello took on Noam Dar. NXT Championship match, and I have reached a conclusion that I never want to watch Noam Dar in the ring again. Even though he is fine in the ring, I don't want to see him in the ring. He annoys me. He also makes no sense on He makes no sense on promos. If he's on commentary, if he would speak a language that is actually of this earth, I might be able to take him seriously. At one point, Oro in the Blind Forest pretends to have been hit by Trick, so Trick gets kicked out. And then it looks like all the Dar goons are trying to stop, trying to prevent Mello from winning, but then suddenly Dragon Lee and Frazier show up. And then the leg drop, 1, 2, 3. And don't worry, that's it for the run-ins and returns. And oh wait, no, Corbin shows up and lays out Mello at the end of days. I don't know how much longer I'm going to review NXT Weekly, guys, because it's just getting to the point where the show is just not good. It's not good. Battleground was pretty good. I might just stick to reviewing the premium live event. I don't know. If you want me to keep reviewing it, let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Recklin. I'll see you soon.